So, Mr. Anson, I'll just put some of the questions on the screen, then you can just pick them one after the other.
Okay.
So, this one says, what currently qualifies a person to get PR?
Okay. There are so many means by which you can get your PR. I mean, like I said, you can get PR whilst you're even in Ghana or whilst you're outside the country. All right. So that is when you use the the express entries, the provincial nomination programs, which runs from you coming in as a student, you coming in as a worker, you coming in as a business person, okay, or you coming in as someone who has gotten a job in Ontario. So there are so many people to marry and they do get. I'm talking about legitimate marriage, not any fraudulent, because I don't tolerate fraudulent marriage in my company. All right. So legitimate marriage, that one can qualify you, as well as you coming as an international student. We have a pathway for you to also get that is Canadian experience class faster, and then you can come in when you have skill back home, right? So it could be, like I said, it could be trade skill, or it could be like a professional skill. When I talk about the doctors, the engineers, the IT, especially the IT guys, please take advantage of this system. IT, they want the IT guys in the system because they want to make life easier. When you guys come out with the softwares, it makes life very, very easy for us. The hospitals, the payment systems. And as time goes on, the other specific programs where the IT guys easily use it to come in. And we're going to discuss all those things, especially the IT guys. Okay,
Okay.
so there are so many. Okay, so you want to know the time in Ghana to process a study permit. After the COVID, things changed. And so it is kind of difficult to give you specific time that they can use to give you. But I can give you an average, right? Until recently, it was about 3 to 4 months before they could approve it for you. So they didn't care much whether you'll be going to school in January or September. They know you can always defer the program and come the next time. So they don't care about that. All right. For now, what I'm seeing, the approval that I'm getting from my company within 1.5 months, they are approving. I don't know why they're just doing things in the express way. But within 1 month, 1.5 month now, they are just approving because they just came out with a plan. And the plan, 500,000 people within 1 year, it's not a joke. They have to start working now. They have to start giving the visas now. All right. So now it's reduced from what I'm seeing. A couple of visas that I've taken so far, they are approving within the 1.5 months, especially those who have been refused. And then because I do a lot of refusals, those who did it on their own, they got refused. I do a lot of them, and that is my hallmark. I get your application, study whatever happened, and then re-put in the application. And those guys within 3 weeks, 1 month, 1.5 months, they're getting response. Okay, so it varies. It is not, I mean, it is not a fixed time that they can give you. Especially those who also have traveled a lot. If you've traveled a lot, it takes time for them to approve. Why? Because you have to do your background check. If you traveled a lot and you stayed more than 6 months, you know very well they have to go and check your background, whether you don't have any criminal records and all that. So it takes time if you traveled a lot. Though the advantage is that they know when you come, you will do whatever you want to do because other countries' immigrations believe you. That's why they give you visas. That is the positive aspect. The negative aspect is that because you've been traveling to different, they want to know what you were doing there. Okay, so it varies. It is not one time. There's the next question from Martin. I've got admission into Georgian College. I'm currently working at an eye clinic and my employer is sponsoring my education. He will give me his bank statement, but do I also need to show mine too? Very, very important. Very, very important. It is not a requirement for you to add your personal bank statement to it when you have a sponsor. However, it gives you an added advantage. Okay, it gives you an added advantage because now, if assuming your sponsor disappoints you, all right, or doesn't bring in the money as required, you can step in and do your own thing, at least the basic. If not fees, you can do the basic payment. So that is why when you add, and especially those who add, I find it very easy or very simple to explain to them when you add your personal one, because I have to justify. So most of the time, if we don't add our personal, that is when they refuse and they say that you don't have money. You don't have money doesn't mean your sponsor doesn't have money, because you did not add yours. That is why they say you don't have money. Because sometimes your sponsor have so much money in there, but they tell you you don't have money. It means you did not add yours. You did not tell them you have any ties back home. Okay. So if you add your statement, it's good. Add your statement to it. Okay. Should my study plan be just one page? Can I add another letter of explanation to tackle my home ties and proof of funds? Just summarize. Don't give too much unnecessary details. Like if you're talking about your study plan, they want to know why you decided to choose the school that you chose. Secondly, why in this whole world you never choose any school, I choose any country, but I decided to come in here. That those are the things they want to hear. What is the benefit of the school that the study the program that you want to do? What is the benefit to you as a person? What is the benefit of the program to your community back home? Because you're expected to go back home. The benefit of the program to your country. That is how you have to structure it. And go straight to the point. They don't want to know about yourself, my family, and all those things. Like I said, when you come to answer immigration, we're going to virtually help you draft all those things. All right.
Okay. And I think Mr. Answer, on the letter of explanation, just talking from my own experience,
Mm,
sometimes when you have a refusal or you think there's something about your application that you want to maybe explain to them, that's when maybe you will add that one. Because I did it, so my refusals, I tried to answer the questions that they raise about the
raised.
other
Mm,
applications. And although things that in my background that I think might come up and the immigration officer might ask questions about that I
mm,
didn't write in my study plan.
right. Can you please touch on family ties when applying for study permit? What are some of the mistakes people make in relation to family ties? Okay, so when you ask of your family ties, or all they want to, it's not about they want to know whether you have 1,000 kids or not. No, no, they just want to know what will bring you back home. Okay, so your family ties. If you are married, what is the evidence that you are married? Your marriage certificate. You can't just tell them you are married without adding your certificate to it. If you have kids, telling them I have kids, 8 kids doesn't give any information. And the birth certificate of your kid, because on the birth certificate, you have your name, you have your spouse's name on it, you have the kid's name on it. And so it becomes part of your records in the system. Okay. So give all those evidences. Just mentioning them is nothing. Give evidences. Okay. So add the certificate as well. And then what role do you play back home? Like your social community, any volunteering or whatever. How are you regarded in your church? Are you an influencer? Are you, opinion leader? They want to know all those things. Okay. So you can add all those things. Those are part of your family ties. What will bring you back home? You are needed back home. So, you have to show them this is what I have, this is what I do, this is what if I'm not there, they cannot do and all that. So explain to them. Okay. Can I use a secured loan as proof of funds? A friend of mine did and he was refused for insufficient. Please, what am I supposed to do if I'm using a loan? Using loan to fund your education, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay. It's a matter of letting them know. If you just tell them loan, I am paying my fees through loan without giving them evidence, they will not take you serious. Okay, so you can use loan. I know we use different companies like what do you call it, Fund and all those companies. They do give students loan to come in. International students, not only domestic students. International students do get loans from those Empower and all that to come in. So there's nothing wrong with you having loan. It's about your explanation, how you explain your finances, because you need to explain for them to know. and then how you intend paying back the loan. Okay, they don't want you to be a burden on them. You take loan, then you have to struggle, you have to, work illegally to get money to go and pay and all that. They don't want that. So if you've taken loan, what is the structure? What is the agreement? How are you paying back? What is the mode of payment? What is the repayment period? Let them know. Give some explanations to the loan that you've taken. There's nothing wrong with you taking loan and going to school. Okay. So you can use loan to finance your education. I think with the writing of the IELTS English exams, when you go to the British Council, they have books for you guys to, read. And not only the books, you can also do some research on YouTube, listen to those who have, written the exams and passed. Because it's not just writing the raw English, it's about how you structure the, especially the reading, the writing aspect of it, how you structure your sentences, the way you put your paragraphs, what is needed or expected for you to put in the paragraph and all that. Those are the things that they look out for. Okay, it's not just writing because you speak English, you feel you can just pass. No, it's about the structure, connecting the dots, making sense. All right, connecting sentences. You can't just say this and say that, and then it might not be able to connect. Whoever is reading should have that picture in the mind when he's reading your work. All right, she should be able to picture whatever that you want to say. Okay, so try to you organize it. That is the only advice. Try to organize your thoughts before you put it on the paper and then you submit it to them. Don't just write anything which they cannot connect. And then please, can I apply for school with my vocational certificate? Yes, we have schools where you can continue your technical education. It's not only academic. You can also do your technical as well. So there are so many schools that you can do that. Okay, so when you are coming in for a conference, tax clearance and credit bureau check, um, they are not mandatory requirements. But it gives them, like I said, any information you add tells a story. All right. So tax clearance certificate, it tells them that you are a law-abiding person. You obey. You are some like obedient person. You are trying to go by the rules. All right. But it is not a mandatory requirement. As part of it, if I understand you are in the US now, and you want to know how you'll be able to obtain work permit. Okay. In the first place, you are in the US on visa. You are not in US on, like, if you were you to be there on study permit or work permit, then you'll be able to apply whilst you are there. But because you're on a visitor's visa, you can't apply. You'll not be able to do that because you don't have any permanent stay or any, like a stay, like a study, like a student or a worker in the US. You are there as a visitor. So unless you go back home and you do it, or you do it and go and take it back home. When you go back home, you pick it up. And before you can even do that, you need to get a work offer of a job before you can do that.
Hello.
Is it advisable to outsource your admission to an agent? The reason I ask this is because most tend not to disclose some information to you, and you feel like you are in the dark. Yes. It is very important you get information, that any information that you need. So what we do at answering immigration is that whilst we are filling the forms, we actually don't fill the form and submit it without you knowing. You are the last person, or you are the last person to give us a go ahead before we submit it. We give it to you to go through, okay? Because you need it for your future applications. God willing, when you are here and you are doing your permanent residence and all that, you need those information because they will ask you. Okay, if they don't give you, it is a big blow to you. Because when you come in and you are doing your permanent residence, those are the information that you will need. So if they submit something without you knowing, it is a big blow to you. But we are very transparent. We don't do that. We make sure you see everything that we submit. It depends on the school, what the school requires from you. Every school and how much they do charge. Okay, so I cannot say it off head how much you need to qualify. It depends on the school. So you can check on the admission letter, or you go to the school's website and check how much they will require from you. As to whether it's going to affect you if you apply for have a diploma, you want to apply for advanced. No, it's not going to affect you. Like I said, it depends on whoever is doing it for you. If you are doing it for yourself, your what do you call it? Statement of purpose will tell them whether you really, one, you are willing to do to come to school. Two, whether you this thing that you want to do will help you. Okay, they will have to look at all those things. So at the end of the day, if you apply to school, you can even apply for your PhD, your masters, and all that. But if you don't give them a good statement of purpose, it might affect you. So it's about telling them what and how you're gonna do this program. That is where they take you from. All right. But if you give them a good, beautiful course program that you want to do, and then you're not able to explain yourself to them, they don't have any choice but to refuse you. Okay. So whether you are doing it or someone is doing it for you, you should be able to, if an agent or a consultant is doing it, you should be able to add a very good submission letter. If you are doing it, you should be able to add a good statement of purpose in order for them to consider you a serious candidate. Okay.
Hello. Okay. Please. My name is Obrimpong, and then I have some questions to ask Mr. Ernest.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So please, in 2019, around November, I applied for a study permit, and I got refused for the first time, and then I re-applied again through some agents, and I also got rejected, like refused. So I've been refused twice
All right.
in a row. So it actually took me a long time to actually process again or proceed on it again to go in for a study visa or a study permit.
Right.
So I feel this is the right time for me to actually process on it again to apply for a study permit. So I wanted to know me being refused twice. And one thing is, I even don't know the reason why I was refused. I asked my
Mm,
agent. Up to
mm,
now, I don't know the reason.
right.
And I've been watching most YouTubes and all that, and people are talking about some GSC something something that you
Okay.
can where the
GCMS notes. Yeah,
immigration,
GCMS
yes,
notes.
immigration officers actually jot things that they actually base on when they refused you. But then
Mm,
because I really don't know the reason why I was refused up to now. My agent, when I contact him, he also keep telling me stories here and there. So I don't know how I'm going
okay.
to get the main reason why I was refused twice.
Okay.
And
So, okay.
me, I know at that time I used a third party. That was my auntie
Okay.
for my study permit.
Mm,
So watching a lot of videos and people talking about third party, mostly you get refused and all that. So
mm,
I don't know if that was the reason. But then this time around, my mom is the one supporting me. So I don't know if might turn around for them to accept
mm.
me. Yeah, so that has been something that I've been bothered about a lot of times. So I just really want to know how I'm going to
Okay.
proceed on that. Yes, sir.
All right. So let me tackle the first one. With regards to, like I said, I don't know whether you were dealing with a licensed immigration consultant, but if the person is a licensed immigration consultant, that person is obliged to give you any information about your application. In fact, he's supposed to give you back any information that he provided to IRCC. Okay, any information, be it your letters, your admission letter, your forms that you fill, they are obliged to give you back all those information. They're not supposed to keep it. They can keep it for their records and for their audit, all right? But you have to get everything. So if they don't give you, all right, you go. I mean, like I said, I don't believe that person is a regulated person. Maybe he's just an agent person, agent kind of stuff. But if it is
Yeah.
RCIC guy, and very important, guys, if you want an immigration consultant to do your work for you and they present themselves as such, you have the right to ask them questions. What is your RCIC number? Sorry, RCIC, yeah, RCIC number. Okay, you're supposed to ask them and then verify. Like mine, I can give you mine. Mine is R711541. You go on the immigration website, the college website, and then you put in everything about me will come, my company, my name, and everything will come. Okay, so once you're going to dispense money to that person, feel free, feel, like you are giving money out for a service. So ask all the questions that you have to ask, because that person is not the person who's going to approve your visa for you. No, that's why I always say that when someone comes in and a consultant comes in or an agent comes in, I'm going to take visa for you. The moment the person opens the mouth to say that, clear the person, okay? Because he doesn't have any say when it comes to approving. He can influence by giving a good application on your behalf. He cannot decide as to whether you get it or not. Okay, so you have
Okay.
at any point to ask for information or whatever that is sending on your behalf. You are supposed to know it. That is one. Two, with the GCMS, it's not a big deal. After the program, you can contact. I know the moderator is going to put our link. You can contact. We'll get the reason for you why they refused you. We'll get it for you here, and then not only getting it for you, I'll explain the reasons why they refused you. And if you want us to do it for you, we can do it. And then this time around, know how to tackle. But we make sure we tackle whatever issue that they raised from there before we continue. All right. So after here, you can contact us, and then we'll give you the link. Thirdly, you were talking about whether a third party, when a third party sponsors you, your chances of getting um one. The fact of the matter is that when your immediate family sponsors you, you have an edge over someone who is being sponsored by a third party. No two ways about that, because they believe that there is a link. Why would someone who you don't know decide to give you these huge sums of money? Okay, so what we do at Answer Immigration is that we have to justify the relationship. It's not about the money the person is giving you, it's about the relationship. What has the person been doing for you these years? Or is he just came out of the blue and say, I'm gonna sponsor you? Come on. I mean, who will believe this? So we know how to go about it. We will show them evidence, things that he has done in your previous academics or in your previous stuff that warrants him to do this. Okay, so I mean, third party or no third party, you can still get through. All right, it's don't let someone say something like that to scare you. Third party, your parents, whoever, you can still get through. And in fact, most of my clients that I've gotten for them, they use third party. Some have been there, they refused more than once. They still got it. So you being refused three, in myself, I also use myself as an example. I've been refused, not in, to be frank, not from Canada. When you talk about ambassador of refusal, me, I've gotten a lot of refusals. I can't count the number of refusals that I've gotten before as in person when I was in Ghana. It's more than 10, about 6 in the UK, more in the US. I can so many now. Look, so don't give up. Okay, when you are refused 2, 3, 4, 5, don't give up.
It's also refusal.
Take
I
care.
tell myself I got two. I got two before coming to Canada.
That is
And
here.
even my own,
Uh,
I had a US visa, a Canadian visa, a UK
yeah,
visa, and a Schengen visa.
yeah,
They still gave
yeah.
me two refusals before I
It can
came in.
get big. It's just see a refusal as one of the process. It's just a process. The process, one of the process you have to go through to get it. It's not a. Don't let it bring you down. Okay. There's a question there, but I don't get it. Please, can Mr. Answer help me? Okay, okay. Yes, 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 yes. That's why I said I'm representing a firm. Okay, answering immigration. So yes, we do all those things. Be it temporary, be it what do you call it, permanent, be it citizenship. We do all that. Okay, so you can go on the. I think there was a website over there that you can visit us there and check what we do, And then after that, the moderator also give us the contact, and we take it from there. All right. Which route is faster to relocate to family? If you ask me, I'll say you can go through the express entry. That is family of five. Yeah, for now, that is the fastest. If you are not coming in as a business person, okay, business. If you are coming in as a business person, yes, that is the fastest, but it involves a lot of money because you need to have how much, so much to invest, and which sector are you going to invest in, because it's not all businesses that qualify to come in here as a business investor. All right, you need to have a specific, like the ITs, like I always continue to mention ITs because they are, the priority when it comes to business setup. Okay, so apart from you coming in as as an entrepreneur, or coming in as being sponsored by an angel investor or a venture capital, or coming in as an incubator, okay, you can use the express entry to come in. And with that, like I said earlier, the IELTS and the credential evaluation, you evaluate your credentials. So you can contact us. We help you do all that. I'm a university student in my second year. What can I do to get study permit to Canada? Yes. If you don't want to use your secondary school or start afresh, you can truncate and get your first year or your first and second year's transcript, and then apply for the school. Some of the schools will make you can do a top up 2 years to get your degree. All right, or some can even ask you to do 3 years. Okay, so but if you really want to come in, you can both use your university and your secondary school and still get it. Just contact us and we help you do it. Okay. So with regards to this, when you're doing this, you have to know how much, where you're going to stay, how much they're going to charge in terms of your hotel bills, the airline ticket. Those are the things that you have to take into consideration. Your airline ticket, your hotel bills, how much you're going to spend, as what are you going to buy, how much you're going to spend as food and all that. So add them up. Let that amount that you get form about between 20 to 40% of the amount that you have. You cannot use all your money to do the trip. Okay, so if we add this and you're supposed to come in with like 7,000 Canadian, all right, 7,000 Canadian, which is about close to 70,000 Ghana cedis, then you should have more than that in your bank account, because they're not expecting to use all this money to all the money that you have in your accounts to do the travel. Okay, they will not accept it. You should give them more than that. Yeah. Okay. So extension officer, when you go on the NOC code, just go on the net, type in NOC code for agric extension officer. Okay. So if you fall under B, category B, upwards, B, I think it's either B, it can be A, it could be B. So B or C, but I believe it's going to be B. So B, A, and O, and 0, you can come under the Federal Skill Workers Program. Those who fall below the B, that is the C, those are the Insanwajuma for those who have the handy guys, the plumbing. Just recently, I was just going through and I saw someone say, wow, they do qualify to come in. So what I say, cleaning and all that, butcher, they qualify to come in. It is a matter of
Yeah, that's my last question.
right.
I've realized that people get admissions. Like for instance, somebody gets a September admission, and I heard people can come in like 3 months, 6 months before, and I want to know whether it's allowed, and if it's allowed, can the person start working before the school starts in September?
Okay, so with this question, yes, nothing stops you from coming in earlier. However, it is not advisable, because the thing is, remember, when you have the visa, it doesn't mean you, of course, you are in America, so you know, when you have the visa, it doesn't mean you are in the country. The border guys will have to allow you in. All right. The I don't know how you guys call it, but we call it CBSA here. They have the authority to allow you in or to let you go back. Okay, so they will question you there. So if you come in earlier, like 3 months to time, the question is, what are you coming to do? Because the main purpose for you coming is not to come in school. Sorry, it's not to come and work. It's to come in school. Okay, so if you have at the back of your mind that you're going to work, then they'll see that you are coming in on a different purpose. Therefore, we are not ready for you. Get out, go back. Okay, so ideally, let it, I mean, 1 month to time. That is what I tell my clients. 1 month to time is beautiful. Then you can tell them that, you know what, I'm coming in to acclimatize myself. I'm coming from Ghana. We are having 100% summer throughout the year. I've not witnessed winter before. I've not witnessed the cold before. So I'm coming in earlier to acclimatize myself. But I mean, coming in 3 months, remember, you're going to pay rent. You'll be eating. You are not work, you are not working, not because you are not supposed to work, oh, but that is not the reason why you came in here. All right. So all these costs, they don't see it to be reasonable. So they would rather ask you to go and come back or go and never to come back. It's two things. So the best thing is that wait. When it's about 1 month to time, then you come. And don't wait till it passes too. And after, when it passes, they will ask you, now the school has started already. So what are you going to do? Um, like I said, my company is registered as an immigration firm. Okay, it is a consultancy firm, and like I said, I am an RCIC. I gave my number out, R711541. You can always check it out before you deal with me. I prefer that. Okay. Secondly, uh, we do everything under the sun when it comes to immigration. Okay, we do everything, but most importantly, we do specialize in the student visas, the express entries, as well as family sponsorship. Okay, but any other thing under the sun, we could do it with work permit and all that. But when it comes to the students, that is where, especially those who have been refused, because like I said, I'm holding myself out to help those most of the time, those guys who have been refused, because I've gone through and I do appreciate whatever you guys are going through, whoever has been fused. But it is not a dent on you. No, see it as one of the means by which you have to go through to come in. All right, it is not. Don't go and blame a few for and all that. Will be there. No, 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 no. Don't go there. It is that's the process. So get in touch, and then we will help you fix your stuff. Those who are also applying fresh, okay, I prefer you getting in touch. The reason being that you don't go and do try and error, they mess you up, and then you have to go and correct it. Okay, so from the onset, from the start, get the right advice, get the right guys to work. There are so many of us in the system, but get the right guys to help you do your application. So that is how I'm gonna say it, or what I'm gonna say.